try to make sure that I pre-qualify people, ask questions, get to know them, build relationships, and that's why some people 2, 3, 4, 5 years later What happens when you catch your partner cheating, then get an Amway sales pitch years later? Well, this Reddit post here is going to cover just that, and let's check it out here. All right, so you see here, this is from the Anti-MLM Reddit here, and there's an individual who left this, and this has actually got a lot of engagement, 28,000 or 28.1 thousand upvotes, 340 comments. A lot of information just on a simple, pretty much, picture it looks like here. So the title is, Found This on an Ask Reddit thread about horror stories of people catching their partners cheating. Desperate is the only word. Alright, so infidelity does happen. I'm not an advocate of that. I think, you should stay faithful to the person that you marry. But that is where I'm coming from. That's a whole nother topic. We ain't gonna get into relationships. We're gonna talk about this Amway story here. It says, walked in on my girlfriend while she was having with another guy. What are you doing here? She says. You gave me a key, remember? I ended up not working today and wanted to surprise you. Well, looks like the surprise was on him. 15 years later, she reaches out, leaves me a message that she'd like to talk. That's a long time to reconnect with somebody. This person says, I figure she's doing some 12-step thing or something and wants to make amends. And then ends with, nope. She wanted to try and sell me on Amway. And then here's where the comments ensue. So we have people, one person says, that's even worse than those times your former middle school bully tries to drop some Advocare or Unique on you. All right, so we're introducing some other network marketing companies, some other people chiming in. All right, somebody else said that thread was rough, makes you want to not date ever again. Yeah, that would be challenging on that regard. I mean, relationships, health, and finances are the three things that people care about the most. I think those are things that we should all learn more about, especially when relationships comes with like courting or dating, depending on where your perspective is, marriage, divorce, kids, all that stuff, cohabitation, premarital sex. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, this video ain't gonna try to even cover any of that, but I'm just saying, like, those things can be stressful. And then when you combine that with sales pitches 15 years later, I can see how somebody would be like, whoa, time out. This is not cool. I was cheated on and you just want to sell me on something else? Like, can you be more selfish? Like, really? So I'm kind of with them on this one. And there is some learning lessons that can come from this, because you're probably like, Lance, why did you share this story today? Well, the first learning lesson, and if you've watched some of my other videos, you know this, there's a difference between traditional network marketing and authentic network marketing. Traditional network marketing focuses on leading with the business opportunity, recruiting and selling. Authentic network marketing focuses on leading with powerful products, teaching and sharing. Big difference. And then Eric Worre talks about, whenever presenting the business opportunity, you should know the person really well, number one, and you should know they're looking for a business opportunity. So there's some pre-qualification stuff that needs to happen, and you only do that by getting to know people, building a relationship with them, and asking questions. And that is very, very key. And if it's not done properly, then people, it gives them a bad vibe, and then, there's like negative brand equity out there being put on Reddit posts like this, right? And I'll have the link in the description. You can check it out yourself and read the comments and stuff like that. And I think the second lesson learned is that when it comes to relationships, people are going to let you down, people are going to do some crazy stuff. I think making sure that we have discernment, so recognizing truth from the lie on the front end, making sure we find somebody that has aligned values. I know my main values are Christianity, number one, or having a relationship with Christ, not just the actual Christianity. Also veganism, and then entrepreneurship. So if somebody has those, that's great. Like 1 is great, 2 is more rare, 3 is like a unicorn. But it's cool, like, I have things that I value, and if people can connect on different levels, that's cool too. And another thing that I value tremendously, it's kind of like auto insurance, like everyone needs it whenever there's an accident, but nobody wants it on the front end, and that is the topic of conflict resolution skills. So that's number 4, because whenever there's people, there's always going to be problems, as we saw in the example that, this highlighted, and all the people leaving comments. Whenever there's people, there's always going to be problems, whether it be at work, whether you work for yourself, your significant other, your kids, yourself. I mean, when you look in the mirror, or when you look at your past or your future, always going to be problems. How do we manage those better? How do we weather the storm better? And mostly, how do we prevent situations like this from happening? By choosing better on the front end with who we do life with. Being able to cut our losses early if they don't align with our values, and communicate in such a way that really builds trust. I mean, that's the big thing, and shows loyalty. I mean, good night. I mean, I don't know what happened in their relationship, because this is not the the Maury show, or the I don't know, what is it now, the Steve show or whatever, where it used to be Jerry Springer. Like, this ain't that. But at the same time, discernment is key. Having shared values is key. Having some conflict resolution skills, and if you don't, How to Solve Your People Problems is a great book to get. I will have this link in the description below. I've read it numerous times. Very beneficial. And there's also one thing of knowing something and actually practicing it when the issue arises, which is difficult, right? Because real world application of theory is very difficult. And this book provides a lot of good information, but my point I'm trying to make is it's hard in the heat of the moment, because emotions are running high, and you have to either pause or set boundaries, or postpone things to revisit them again so you can find solutions if they're reasonable. You can't reason with an unreasonable person. But anyways, these are all things to kind of keep in mind, and what I keep in mind, that's why I have a very small circle of people I do life with, very small, 1 or 2 people. And then also I make sure that if I interact with others, it's typically for business purposes, like they are a collaboration partner, or they're a customer, or they're a prospect. And so that way I keep healthy boundaries with people, so that situations like what you just heard don't happen to me. And at the same time, from a network marketing standpoint, I try to make sure that I pre-qualify people, ask questions, get to know them, build relationships. And that's why some people 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, after all that time, sometimes people come around and be like, "Hey Lance, I'd like to get something from you now." And I'm just like, dang, it's been 5 years, or 4 years, or 3 years. I'm like, I mean, you had the need then, but apparently you have a realized need now, and I'm still here, I'm doing my thing, I'll help you out, what's up? So that's kind of my mentality with stuff. And some will, some won't, so what? Someone's waiting for something that I offer, but it's cool. That's a whole nother topic. But anyways, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click the like button if you did. Share this video with somebody that would benefit from it, and most importantly, check out the links in the description below so you can continue to get your learn on, and I will see you in the next video.